Hey folks, today I'm back to do another video. Yes, another one of my world famous videos. I'm going to talk about a contest that I saw in a box of Fruity Pebbles at work, that it said that if you won a contest that you could meet pro wrestler John Cena. I'm just going to talk about this set. Before I really get to that, it's that I know pro wrestling is all scripted, whatever, but it's fun to watch. But I know growing up, I grew up in a different generation of pro wrestling. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and before it really started changing in the 2000s, whatever. And I know in the 80s, I grew up in a different generation than my dad did in like the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, whatever. But I mean, there are a lot of guys who've had charisma and can survive and have been around forever in the world of pro wrestling, like your Hulk Hogan's, your Ric Flair's, your Andre the Giant, if he was still around, your Randy Savage, if he was still around, whatnot. They've had charisma with the way they portrayed their characters. But, I mean, like John Cena, I know the guy's playing himself on TV. I don't know how the hell the guy's got so many goddamn fans, considering, the guy has no charisma at all. It's, oh yeah, I'm a white guy who thinks like a rap, and I'm wrestling jean shorts and a t-shirt and sneakers. Come on, I mean, yeah, I know Hulk Hogan or the Iron Sheik or whatever weren't great gimmicks, but, that I know, at least when those guys played the characters, even though, Terry Bollea was playing Hulk Hogan, at least he really got you into that character of being the good guy, helping people, doing what's right, saying your prayers, taking your vitamins, drinking your milk, whatever. But to me, and then that has a lot of charisma to it with the way he cut his interviews, always being all hulked up and what you gonna do, brother, with the 24-inch pythons and whatnot. It's like, yeah, I know, like, what you're gonna do when Hulkamania and the 24-inch pythons run wild on you. Really long catchphrase, but to me, it's better than John Cena's catchphrase of the champ this year is boring. Like, every time he goes, the champ is here, he's not even a champion. I mean, come on, like, Marty Jannetty, I'll go with him, former member of the tag team, the Rockers, with Shawn Michaels. Guy was the kind of like the second fiddle of the team. More people like Shawn Michaels better than they like Marty, but still Marty Jannetty had a lot more charisma than John Cena, and guys like John Cena is like as boring as like a wet sock, and he's got about as much charisma to me as a steaming pile of horse crap on a cold day in January when it's 3 degrees below zero. I mean, he's steaming and he stinks and all this other stuff, but I know there are people out there who will disagree with me and go ahead, you have your right, but it's like, how many times can you deal with seeing him? It's like, half the time he walks into an arena, it's like he's getting booed, and the only people who love him are like kids. And I mean, there are better gimmicks around today, just my opinion, like Randy Orton that plays himself, but He's the guy who wears character and plays with your mind and tries to screw with you a bit. But it's like, oh, whatever. I can't stand Cena, but again, that's just me who can't stand him. And again, I know people who are going to disagree with me, and feel free, I don't mind. But how often can you deal with his lame ass promos and trying to be a rapper and everything else? The only thing I say that John Cena is good at rapping is Christmas presents, okay? So just stick to rapping Christmas presents and not rapping about being the champ when 3/4 of the time you're stealing the spotlight from other people. I mean, there are guys who are working for Vince McMahon. I'll give you an example like Zack Ryder. The guy is trying to make a name for himself, but good old Johnny has to go and steal the spotlight and screw him over because he's got to be the top guy. Yeah, I mean, I know Hulk Hogan did the same thing, but how often were there guys who could really challenge Hogan for the top spot? I mean, you know, like a Randy Savage could, or, as I said before, an Andre the Giant, or a $1 Million Man, or another guy here who's not crazy about the Ultimate Warrior could have a Sergeant Slaughter, a Ric Flair, a Bret Hart, a Sting, a Shawn Michaels, but that's just me. I know some people would say you could say the same thing about Triple H. Yeah, I mean, Triple H is the son-in-law of the owner of the company, but I mean, at least he's got some personality with his character, so that's about it. What I'm getting at is, I would tell John Cena, if I won that contest, you have about as much personality as a steam and power horse crap on a cold January day in a wet sock, okay? Not a lot of fun to deal with. You're boring. Switch up your gimmick. That's about it. So peace out, folks.